Thank you for attending our July meeting of the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 1013. And what we normally do in starting the meeting is we have the posting of the colors, then we have the pledge, and then a prayer. Doing our colors this evening will be Mr. Will Sanchez. So all veterans and visitors, please rise. Post colors. Veterans, attention, ready, salute. Join me in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready, two. I'll be saying the invocation this evening. Our Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this group of veterans, and we just thank you for the visitors. We just thank you for the students and their families that are here this evening. We just pray that things go well. We know that these essays are written from the heart, and we expect that we'll see some of that this evening. Thank you for the veterans that have been written about. Thank you for the veterans that are present here. Pray for those that could not make it for infirmities. We just pray for those that have been affected by the floods in the hill country. That is not a pleasant thing, and we just pray for them, Lord. Bless us as we go through the meeting. Bless our families and extended families. All these things we ask in Christ's name. Amen. Amen. Goodness, you may be seated. We've got some real visitors here tonight, and so I guess first off, we got 3 essay winners right here on the front row, and thanks, guys. If you're one of our members and had a hand in checking and grading these essays, raise your hand. Now raise it down. Okay, good. Thanks, guys, for your work on that and reading through. We had about 10 or 11 entries this year, which is better than we had in the past. Thank you for GPISD for actually promoting that as well. So I'm going to ask Bailey. Bailey, would you like to introduce your family?
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Bailey Broom. That's my mom over there, Galen Broom. Yeah, thank you guys for having us.
Thank you. We've got a set of twins here tonight, Delaney and Jake, and they've got the same parents. Can you believe that? So we're going to give the honors to Delaney. Would you like to introduce your parents?
Hi, I'm Delaney, and this is my brother Jake. Our parents are Keith and Nicole Ross, and then my grandmother, Donna Santoy, is here. And
we couldn't have done the essay contest that we have every year without that, including the work of the GPISD. And one of our main contacts is this lady over here, which is the mother of Miss Bailey, Galen Broom. Galen, would you like to stand and introduce anybody else that you got from GPISD?
Yes, thank you. We also have Dr. Thurston Lamb. He is our Chief of Staff, and he is also a veteran of the United States Marine Corps.
Woo! Very good. Thurston, so glad to have you here. So glad to have you. And from the Rotary, we couldn't do things without the Rotary. Rotary, we got Bill Mosher. Bill, would you like to stand and introduce the rest of the people from Rotary?
Sure, thanks, Ray. Yes, I'm with Grand Prairie Rotary Club, and we have 2 of our other board members here, Prudence Mathis and Brenda Rulin. And then, of course, more than that, I have my lovely bride of 42 years here.
And Bill has been instrumental for years in actually getting the flags out for our different events that we have twice a year. Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Thank you, Bill, so much for that. That means a lot to us as veterans, that somebody else like the Boy Scouts is actually putting those things out for us and making us feel right at home here.
The two Rotary clubs actually sponsored that and collected the money to put the flags out, and then partnered with the city to put that park there with the help of Ruthie Jackson. She's the one that got the land, but the Rotary clubs raised the money to put it in. And I thought it was really neat that they put the star on top, because that was part of our original plan, and we didn't have the money to do that, so now the city put that on, so that's pretty good.
They put the star on top so you could see the flyover.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And from Lone Star Park, we have a distinguished guest back here. We have Cheryl Washington. Cheryl is Let me say something about Lone Star Park and the Rotary Club. I mean, we get some grants from both of these organizations that mean a lot to us, and we perhaps would not be able to do the essay contest that we do without their support. They're great support, and I think it's only appropriate that we've invited them tonight to hear what these essays are all about and how our students honor veterans. And one of the things we did with our veterans and our students, and we wanted, you know, if you look through the Grand Prix history books that are taught in many of our high schools now, Vietnam War may have a half a page, and it doesn't get the amount of press that each one of us feel like it probably deserves. If you lived through the '60s, like I did, some of you did, that was a very trying time for both our nation and the young men that were being drafted and sent over there, and in a lot of cases they didn't make it home. About 58,000 of our comrades did not make it home. So it was a great event for us, and that affected our country. It's still affecting our country, but having a young student interview a veteran, and for that veteran to actually spell out what happened to them and how it happened and what their emotions were, and to convey those things to the students, that means a lot. You know, I graduated in 1965 from Grand Prairie High School. 1965, World War II was only 20 years in our rearview mirror. And you didn't, as a young kid, I didn't realize just how, but you remember 20 years ago, 2005? I can remember 2005 pretty well. World War II was still prevalent in the memories of our parents, and so hearing these essays from the kids, and these were just 3 of our 11 outstanding essays that were submitted, and anyway, we're going to do these essays. They're going to be reading them, and they're going to be reading them in this order. Jake, I'm going to have you do yours first, and then Bailey is going to split up the twins. She's going to be sandwiched between the Ross twins, and then Delaney, you'll be coming up the rear on that, okay? And if you will, when you get up, come up to the microphone. Jake, when you come up, will you give something about where you're going to go to school, and by the way, guys, our $1,000 has already been submitted to your individual schools. We've already got receipts from that, and you didn't have to touch anything. You didn't have to touch any money. You didn't have to worry about spending it or anything. It's already in the treasury of your respective schools. So say something about your school, if you will, each one of you, and then tell us about what your field of study is going to be, what you're going to be majoring in, and that would be most helpful. And after they get through, we'll have some refreshments. So anyway, I'm going to introduce Mr. Jake Ross. And by the way, this guy's a baseball player.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jake Ross. I apologize in advance if I stutter or mumble. I'm very nervous. I'm not good at talking with people. So.
Yeah, take that. You can take that off. needed to be moved up. Okay.
Is it the mic?
Yeah, I think it's.
You can probably bring it closer now.
Just talk louder.
Okay.
There you go.
And slow, we got a bunch of old people out here.
This fall, I will be attending the University of St. Mary in Leavenworth, Kansas, to play baseball, and I will be majoring in exercise science. Can I get the-
Go ahead.
My grandfather had a very big impact on my life before his passing in 2022. He taught me how to be strong, face challenges, and never give up. His lessons and wisdom helped shape me into the young man I am today. My grandfather, David Sandor, or Peepa as me and my sister called him, he was a great man who served in the Marines during the Vietnam War. Starting when he was 18 and stopped serving when he turned 23. And at the time of his discharge in August of 1965, he was a Corporal E4. Throughout his life, he faced many challenges, whether that was sharing a room with his 4 siblings or being away from his family during boot camp. He didn't let these challenges break him. Instead, he decided to keep his head down and grow no matter what obstacles came his way. One of the most important things my grandfather taught me was to be strong in every way, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. I remember he always used to tell me the world would always throw challenges or obstacles your way, but I have all the power in the world to overcome them. My people always encouraged me to work hard in everything I did, whether it was school, baseball, or lift sessions. He always inspired me to go out of my comfort zone and trust myself. His words always motivated me to get up every day and be better than I was yesterday. I was impressed by my people and wanted to show him that anything was possible if I worked hard and stayed strong. My grandfather taught me the important values of kindness and respect. My people always treated others with respect and care no matter who they were. He took time to show up to do community service, giving back to those who served. He always enjoyed being able to give back to his fellow veterans. He never felt like he was better than any of them. They all served for the same country for the same reason. That's all he cared about. Watching him interact with his friends showed me that kindness and respect will get you far in life no matter what you decide to do. These moments showed me that my people was a funny, happy, respectful, and well-rounded human being. His strength inspired me to go out of my comfort zone and do things I never thought I'd be able to do. I was a member of the National Honor Society and Mayor's Team Council at South Grand Prairie High School. I love being able to go out in my community and do work that will benefit others and me.
All right, thank you, Jay.
Let me give you another word here. The man that Jake and Delaney are writing about, and they both wrote about their grandfather, that guy was David Santoy, one of our beloved members of chapter 1013. And this is his wife, Donna, back here. Donna, raise your hand. Raise your hand. So, not only is that man special to these two twins right here, but he's special to all of us as well. And so, I think that they may have had an influence on our grading team, but nevertheless, these are some great essays from these individuals, and we just thank you for that. But you can't hear these things about David without each one of us raising our hand and say, "Hey, I knew that guy. I knew that guy too," right? And he was all of those things, and we miss David Santoy. I know you do too, and I know you miss your grandfather, but it's great that you've written about him. All right, we have Miss Bailey Broom. Come on up, Miss Bailey. Let me remind you that Bailey is actually sang one of our God Bless America, our national anthem out here for one of our, was it the last event, the Veterans Day?
I think so.
All right, way to go, Bailey. Way to go. Where are you going to school? Tell us what you're going to do.
Hi everyone, my name is Bailey Broom. I will be attending Belmont University in the fall in Nashville, Tennessee, to study music. I'm a singer, like Ray said. But this is my essay about my great-grandfather. I'm a little nervous. Respect for our nation and the military has been on the decline for some time now. In school, I'm one of the only people in my homeroom class that stands for the Pledge of Allegiance and takes a moment of silence for the fallen every day. The United States of America is one of the most highly respected nations in the world, and yet it is disrespected daily by its own people. Now, this isn't a political essay, but there's a reason why I am the way that I am today. Since I was a little girl, it was instilled in me to be proud of where I come from and to honor the people who died for my freedom. My name is Bailey Broom, and this is a story about how my family came to be who we are. The United States was brought into World War II after the bombing of Pearl Harbor on December 8, 1941. On July 7, 1942, John Delmer, or J.D. Jimerson, enlisted in the Marines in San Antonio, Texas. He grew up in East Texas and was an excellent marksman, earning many medals and honors for his abilities. J.D. was also trained to be a radar specialist and was such a wonderful, well-respected leader in his unit that he continued to move up in rank over a very short period of time. He was sent to the Pacific Theater on February 29, 1944, and was based in nearly all of the Philippine Islands, including Luzon, Guam, Solomon, Guadalcanal, New Hebrides, and more. One day, while J.D. was up on a hill looking at his radar, watching for enemy planes coming in, he saw one of the U.S. planes go down. The pilot ejected from the plane and went down in the water, and J.D. immediately called for backup to save the pilot. He guided the men straight to the pilot in the middle of the ocean, saving the man's life. There are many stories like this that I've been told since I was a little girl, and though I never got to meet him, J.D. Jimerson has inspired me to be brave and to be a leader in whatever I do. He was such a wonderful leader that his commanding officer once wrote a letter to his mother, telling her that he was the true leader of his unit, and that all the men really respected and looked up to him. J.D. was intelligent, kind, brave, and a real hero among men. John Delmer Jimerson returned to the United States on October 24, 1945, and was honorably discharged as a Master Technical Sergeant on November 4, 1945. They tried to get him to take a commission and to stay in the Marines, but the Lord had other plans. Once J.D. returned home to East Texas, his family threw a party at the Baptist church where they were going. They were a very musical family, and J.D. and his brothers loved to sing together. At the party, J.D. decided to sing a song, and a beautiful woman named Bernice Davis was playing the piano. Not very long after that, the two of them started dating and decided to get married. Their first child's name is Philip Jimerson, who later got married and had Gaylyn Jimerson, who grew up and had a daughter named Bailey. J.D. passed away well before I was born, but his impact on our family is still very much alive. His leadership, kindness, intelligence, skill, and most importantly, his love for the Lord and the United States of America has been passed down from generation to generation. My grandfather, J.D.'s son, just recently took me back to the small East Texas town called Carthage, where he was raised, and I got to hear all these wonderful stories about J.D. all over again. The way that he lived his life was an inspiration to many, inside and outside of the military, and his heart for people has guided the decisions of our family since well before I was born. Whether it's being the only person to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance or do what is right, I hope to honor my great-grandfather, John Delmer Jimerson, and the good men and women like him every day. His memory lives on in our family, and I hope that his courage shines through my life. Thank you so much, chapter number 1013, for choosing me.
As you can see, that's the kind of spirit we'd like to instill in all of our kids, right? And these essays reflect that. Thank you, Bailey. Thank you, Jake. And we'll be hearing from Delaney here in a second, but I just want to say, Bailey has written about a grandfather that you never met, right? And look at the influence that grandfather has had on not only her, but her family. And we look at each one. We look at each one of us, and all of us nearing that fall part of our life. We don't know how many days we got left, but if we can instill a legacy like Mr. Jimerson did, what a legacy that would be, Delaney.
Hello, my name
attending Texas Tech University, and I am majoring in photography with a minor in sports communication, and hopes to be a sports photographer someday. And yeah, here's my essay about my grandpa. Growing up, I learned to always respect the ones who served our country and the countless amount of hours they put into protecting our country. I never knew many people who served our country, but my grandfather was the one who I knew the best. It wasn't until he passed away that I truly realized how much someone like him had impacted and influenced my life. Through my grandfather's unwavering support and guidance, I learned the importance of patience and resilience, qualities that now shape my approach to life. Whew. We don't realize what we can lose until it's gone and out of our reach. My grandfather was a remarkable force throughout his life. He was strong, passionate, funny, smart, and helped others like it was his duty in life. David Santoy, my peepaw, served as a Marine in the Vietnam War, starting when he was 18 and stopped serving when he was 23. At the time of his discharge in August of 1965, he was a Corporal E4. My grandfather was very proud of the time he served, and even after his time in the Marines, he made it his priority to make sure the people around him were happy and safe, just like he did in the war. I looked up to him in so many ways because he showed my family and I what it was like to truly love to the fullest. In recent years, I feel that I've truly begun to understand how much one can contribute to the world we live in and how someone can impact your life. Once you lose a grandparent is the moment you truly see how much they contributed and impacted your life. The last time I saw my grandfather was on Father's Day of 2022, and I walked out of the hospital knowing that could have been and was the last time I saw one of my favorite people on this planet, who laughed at my silly obsessions, who gave me kisses on the head when I greeted him, who showed up to every single one of my school events, and who loved me with everything he had. I squeezed his hand 3 times to signal, I love you, and he gave me 3 squeezes back. I knew at that moment that no matter what happened, I had the best grandfather on this planet, and he would be with me no matter where I was. Anyone who met my grandfather would tell you how wonderful of a man he was and how he cared for every project he did in life. Most of the morals I follow now are because of my grandfather and how he helped raise me. I thank the world every day for giving me the time that I had with my grandfather because he was truly one of the best people I had ever met. Humans go through life admiring people, family members, musicians, actors, writers, you name it. I feel very lucky to have had someone like my grandfather to look up to and that helped guide me through life while he was here. He helped me go through my first year of high school and taught me how to stand up for myself and the things I was passionate about, to love what I want to no matter what others think, and to chase after my dreams no matter the cost. And that made all the difference as a 14-year-old going into a huge high school. To have such a force of a person in my family was a blessing in disguise. He kept my family glued together and still does to this day. The day of my grandfather's funeral, many of his Marine partners came to honor his life. I watched as they placed the American flag on my grandmother's lap and saw his oldest friends salute him. In that moment, I saw how much my grandfather truly changed people's lives. Not only was I shedding tears of sadness and grief, but so were his Marine friends. My family and friends were hit with this grief as we finally said goodbye to him. This wave of realization hit my body as I fully understood that this huge force in my life, the person who taught me so many things, the person who always showed up for me, and the person who loved me no matter what, was gone. His influence in my life is something that I will forever hold on to and take with me into my adulthood. I praise him for the many things he did for me and the lessons he taught me throughout my life. As I continue life without him, I am getting ready to move out and start college. I wish with everything in my body that he was here with me, but for him, I keep going. Knowing him, he would tell me not to worry about him, but to enjoy these last few months and make a silly joke about how I'm going to school in the middle of nowhere, or how I'm a concert groupie who's spending all of her money. For him, I choose to continue going through life with the influence he had on me and the lessons he taught me, always remembering to give myself grace and to live life to the fullest. I thank my grandfather for many things, but one thing I will forever thank him for is for loving me and impacting my life in the most memorable and unforgettable way. Thank you.
All right. Bailey, Jake, come on over. Dwayne, come on up here. Stand up here. Let's have a round of applause for these wonderful. we're gonna bring the cake up here, and, I tell you what, let's get the cake with with the parents and grandparents, if y'all will come up here and be a part of that. You don't need to sign, I'm gonna step out of this. You can do it anywhere, you might wanna stand by everybody, you know.
Prudence, are you taking pictures?
Take pictures.
We need a picture.
Not prudent.
All right.
Silly question, Damien.
Get in there, chief.
Yeah, come
All right.
on. Who are we looking at?
Just
Just
anybody.
anybody,
Look at me right now. Just look at the back right. 2, 3. Got it?
There, look at the back of nowhere.
Jenna, you got it? You got it? All right, now, let's sit down with the Ross twins and their parents. All right, Delaney, can you hold that cake?
I'll try not to drop it.
If you drop it, your scholarship is up.
Where to go? Yeah, we were all that age once.
Should just take Bruce's picture.
That's
Once she posts them, then I'll just take one. Okay.
Yes.
It's a deal. Please do.
Careful with the cake.
All right, step up to there. Yeah, baby. All right, don't get a high note with that cake in your lap.
Got it.
Okay, thank y'all.
We're gonna have about 20 minutes of refreshments and everything, and then our chapter members gonna have a short, chapter meeting. So those of you, after you've had your refreshments, if you'll step out in the lobby and continue to visit, after you visit, get to learn about these students that have given us the essays. Meet some of the visitors here, Bill and the Mosers and Brenda, Prudence, and, Cheryl. Yeah, y'all get to meet these people because they're part of the reason that you're here, okay? Thanks a lot. Let's have some refreshments.